Hello, thank you for tuning in to this section of reads. This should be on YouTube channel James 13 Wicca. If you're seeing it anywhere else, it's not the right place. It should be on James 13 Wicca on YouTube. The info on the dice and the cards I'm using is going to be below. Also, if you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. And without further delay, let's go ahead and get into your reading. Hello, Taurus. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Taurus? Something's a little outside the norm. Okay, so something is outside the norm. I feel like there's something you've been dealing with for quite a while. And it's not been stable. It's been very difficult to create a moment of stability with it. It feels like you've been the cleanup crew a few times and you've kept the situation from failing. When I say cleanup crew, it's kind of like before it completely goes to pot, you've gotten in there and pulled it together. And it's almost like you've stabilized the situation multiple times, but it doesn't stay the way it should. It's almost like people should look at you and go, okay, Taurus can stabilize this. We should work with Taurus more. It just never seems to happen that way. It's kind of like they'll listen to you for a little while, and that's about it. And then they go do what they want. And it's kind of like, but I have the track record here that shows if you just work with me on this, it'll be good. And like, we don't have to be like this. But they're like, oh, okay, for 5 minutes, and then they go off their own way. This situation, you've probably found a way to stabilize it for you. I'm questioning that. The situation isn't stable. I get that, but so the world coming, and this is like okay. So when I feel like that's why I'm saying it that way. The situation isn't going to be stable, and you can't even stabilize your role in it. Is what I keep getting. Like, you might have the same title constantly, but the way you handle it keeps changing, and I don't think you're a fan of that. And the way you're looking to stabilize it for yourself is the World card. Like, I feel like I keep looking at this like, should I leave this situation? Should I do something else? This might be part of how this is going too. Okay. I might be trying to teach other people how to fix it themselves. I might be trying to, like, if this was a job, for example, I might be trying to, like, put myself in a position where I'm kind of putting myself out of a job because I don't want to do this anymore. So I'm like, here, I'll teach you how to do what I did. I'll teach you how to do what I did. And I'm trying to teach people to be more self-sufficient so I don't need to be here anymore. Whatever the situation is, you're purposely trying to find a way so you can be comfortable walking away from it, is what I'm getting. Take it with a grain of salt. Because the situation is constantly all over the place. It's bedlam. And it's like, I don't like this. I don't want to do this. This isn't how I want to live my life. So I'm trying to make my connection here obsolete so that I don't feel bad walking away from it. What is this going on here? People like you picking up the pieces. I get some arrogance with this. Okay, so, like, they're coming at you with arrogance is what I think is going on here. You got vanity and guilt. I'm wondering if they're trying to guilt you into it, but at the same time, it's almost like in the same breath, they would try to make you feel guilty, like you have to do this or it isn't going to work. I mean, I could do it myself. I don't need you. But if you don't do it, we're going to fail. So it's kind of like, there's like, that comment doesn't make sense. Like, I don't need you to do this, but if you don't do it, it's all going to fall apart. It's kind of like, well, if you don't need me to do it, but it's all going to fall apart if I don't, well, which is it? Like, well, which is it? Vanity and guilt. There's a weird whirlwind. Are they pulling you into this game? Are you buying into this game? Are they trying to make you feel like you have to be here or everything falls apart? Are you buying into that? Are you buying into that? That's the question. Because there's a left and right manipulative energy here. I feel like if I step back and look a little closer, I feel like somebody's been taking advantage of me. And maybe I don't need to be the one picking up the pieces. Maybe they'll do it their own way. And they just want me to do the hard part. They just don't want to do the hard part. And they're just kind of throwing it on me and making me feel like if I didn't do it, it'll fall apart. And they're just messing with me on that. Knight of Swords with the Hermit card. It's kind of like if I just step back and just kind of watch it from a distance, do they make the mess up by themselves? Maybe they could pick it up too. Maybe I shouldn't be here. Maybe if it fails, maybe it's supposed to fail. But I feel like if I step away, I'll see that, no, it doesn't fail. I feel like there's some type of manipulation going on here. I don't like it. The situation will not fall apart if you step out of it. What is this? There's healing that could happen here. Something isn't right. The Empress came in both times this way, and I don't think I mentioned it, but they're not upholding what they're supposed to be upholding. And I feel like if you step out of the situation, which I think you're gonna anyway, because they got the World card coming up at the end and you had it on the dice, there's an opportunity to heal here. I don't think, for example, if this was a job, just do it that way. You don't have to wait till you give 2 weeks notice to let this do what it needs to do. You could start just not picking up the pieces, just not saving the day, and just see what happens. If you are emotionally able to do that, because I know that can be very difficult for Taurus. You don't show up to fail, obviously. Healing could happen here. I feel like if I step back and I just don't pick up the pieces, or I just don't save the day, just to see what happens, I feel like you're going to be kind of shocked at how they handle things. And it's kind of like, wait a minute. You just wanted me to do the heavy lifting. You just wanted me to do all the difficult parts. That's what you're playing with here. Because you're very responsible. Taurans are extremely responsible. And I almost feel like somebody's been using this to their advantage, which I don't care for. If you do it once, I don't know. I feel like if you do it and you hold the line and you just like, I'm just not going to pick it up this time, I feel like you're going to expect it to fall apart. You're going to expect the tower to show up. They're telling me it's coming over here to the side, like as if, oh, okay, they're going to make you think it's going to fall apart. I don't see it happening that way, though. What I do see happening is it does stabilize in a different way. And there's a lot of the despondence, like that could be you being like, I can't believe I've been falling for this whole time. Or it could be them going, why didn't you pick up all the pieces? Why didn't you go in there and save the day, Taurus? That's why you're here. That's why you're around. So you will pick up all the pieces. That's why we have you here. Could be a bit of both. If you don't pick it up, it's not going to fall apart. I feel like I'm going to expect it to, and then it doesn't. And then they're going to blame you for not doing all the heavy lifting. And it's kind of like, well, clearly I don't need to, because you can do it on your own. I feel like once you see it for what it is and you see what's really going on here, it's not going to be that hard for you to go, you know what? This isn't for me. Whatever this is, they're playing me, and I'm not going to have that anymore. I'm not going to have that. I wouldn't have had it to begin with if I knew that was what was going on. But now that I see it, can't unsee it, not putting up with it. And the world card comes in, and you got a whole new part of life coming in, because whatever this is, it doesn't have to be work. Could be family, could be a friendship connection, could be some type of social situation. I feel like once I realize what's going on here and I see it for what it is, we're not doing that anymore. I don't feel like I could make myself do it if I tried. I feel like I'm just too fed up with it. Like, absolutely not. Nope. Once I see it for what it is, nope. I didn't come up here. I didn't show up for this to be your, your little plaything, to be your pawn. I'm not showing up to be your pawn. Nope. We're not doing that. And I just keep getting that. Even if I wanted to, after I see it, I couldn't force myself to do it, even if I wanted to. This will open doors. This will clear out some energy that's holding you back. And I'm just going to put some dice on this. This is a really good card here, but exactly what are we saying? It's backed up by the Queen of Cups and the Lover's card. So there's a better happiness. There's a better, like, whatever this is, once I see it, couldn't do it if I tried. I can't play the game anymore. I'm not going to be that for somebody else. And it's not only that you're not going to repeat it with this situation, you're not going to go into some other situation. I feel like I'm going to be very wary, and I'm going to be very careful. So like if you're leaving a job and going into a new job, if you're leaving a relationship and going into a new relationship, if you're leaving a friend group, for example, and you're kind of like, I'm going to start a whole new one, I'm going to start a connection with other people, I'm very leery. I'm very careful about what I get involved with. And I'm just like, not putting myself out there. I'm not starting this out quickly. Not that you would do that anyway, but I'm being I'm scrutinizing things more carefully. I'm looking between the lines. What I'm doing is I'm setting situations up for people to show me who they are before I find out on my own. I'm like, before I put best foot forward and try to be that helpful energy and try to stabilize things like I naturally do, I'm just going to see what they do on their own. I'm going to see what they do without me. I'll add in after, but I'm not going to go in first. I'm going to wait to see what they do, and then I'll make my decision whether they deserve my help or not. Very good energy. Queen of Cups, the Lover's card, coming in with this. Like, I feel like I'm being a little bit more like, do you need me? What do you do without me? Let's see how you do it by yourself first, and then I'll see what I can do to help you if I decide you deserve it. It's not a bad thing. There's a lot of positive energy coming in with this, because I feel like whatever the next thing is that you're constructing, it's so much stronger than I expected it to be. It may be a level that I didn't think existed. It may be like, I didn't think I could have that level of security. I didn't think I could have that level of happiness. I didn't think it could go that level. And now I'm seeing that, yeah, maybe it can. Maybe it can, and maybe I just got to handle this a little differently. I got to be a little bit more like held back, waiting a little differently, handling it a little differently on your terms, but differently, so that people can show me who they are before I decide to let them know who I am. I feel like this is fine. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. Hopefully that helps. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.